Assalamu alaikum. Today we'll be presenting about the role of yeast and bacteria in sourdough fermentation.
My name is Sarah, and we're going to talk about the role of yeast and bacteria in sourdough fermentation. First, it's the introduction to sourdough fermentation. Number one, we have that sourdough is a spontaneously fermented dough combining flour, water, and wild yeast. Second, it relies on natural yeast and lactic acid bacteria instead of commercial yeast. Third, fermentation creates flavor, texture, and nutritional improvements and preservation. So as we said earlier, it's very important also in preservation. And then we're going to talk about microbial community in sourdough. First, it's the wild yeast. An example on it is Saccharomyces, Candida malari, and Kazakhstania exigua. And then it's naturally present on grain surfaces and in the environment. Second, we have lactic acid bacteria. It's mostly lactobacillus species. Yeasts are very important because they make the dough rise. They feed on sugar from the flour and produce carbon dioxide, which forms bubbles and makes the dough expand. Yeast also produces alcohol and aroma compounds that add smell and flavor to the bread, and they also help break down starch into simpler sugars with both yeast and bacteria used as food. Lactic acid bacteria are responsible for the sour taste in sourdough. They produce lactic acid and acetic acid, which lower the pH and make the dough safe by preventing harmful microbes from growing. LAB also improves the texture of the bread and helps it stay fresh longer. They also break down some gluten and phytic acid, making the bread easier to digest.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Layan Tawfiq, and I'm going to be talking about factors affecting sourdough fermentation. Different factors. First of all, we have temperature. Warm temperature creates a milder sour flavor, while cooler temperature creates a stronger sour taste. Second, we have hydration. Wetter dough ferments faster because microbes moves more easily, but stiff dough it's gonna move slower. It has slower fermentation, and the yeast is gonna be more active. We have two flour types, whole wheat and rye flour. It's gonna contain more natural microbes and mineral and enzymes. It's gonna make it more active, a more active starter. Feeding schedule. Regularly feeding the starter keeps yeast and bacteria balanced and keep healthy. In conclusion, sourdough relies on both yeast and lactic acid bacteria. Yeast help in the dough rise and adds aroma, while bacteria add sour flavor, improves texture, and make the bread last longer. Together, they create a natural fermentation process that gives sourdough its unique quality. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys learned more about fermentation and how sourdough is made.